It's a wild world out there when you open
People
it
got
up.
parent opinion.
If you do have a child, are you looking forward to having a boy or a girl?
Oh, we're not gonna show the kid's face.
Will you go a different route? IVF, surrogate, or adoption? Do you have any fears about the pregnancy with your hypothyroidism? Ryan never shot his shot in the basket.
Okay, in the basket.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have Ryan today because we are answering all of your very, very personal questions about trying to get pregnant. I know this is weird. Again, like a lot of people don't share like that they're trying to get pregnant, but I think we just approach everything really differently. And we've spent 10 years avoiding, like trying to do everything possible to avoid getting pregnant. So this is a big move.
Very careful.
Very careful.
To not get pregnant.
There's actually a specific question one of you asked about like exactly what we did. So I'll share.
I'm impressed it's been this long. Like pretty
Shocking.
good.
Which is also you're like, oh, is that good? Is that bad for now that we're trying? Like what does that mean? Anyway, we're gonna be answering all of your questions and I'm just so happy. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. I'm doing this series every Thursday, just sharing this journey with you guys, and it's been so amazing to be able to connect with all of you and hear your stories too. So let's get into these questions because they are juicy.
Our approach to getting pregnant or being parents or kids in general is pretty different.
Yeah.
So, you know, like some of these answers, these questions, like, I don't know, some people might not totally vibe with it, and that's okay. You don't have to. It's just our way of doing it, and that may change over time. Like,
totally.
We'll see, but as of right now, feel pretty
This
good.
is how we're going into things.
We're going into it this way.
Yes. Okay, so the first question I think is one a lot of people asked is, do you have any fears about becoming parents or about how it's going to change your relationship after being married for so long?
My fear is that our kid turns out to be an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm just, okay, not because of any fault of our own, but just like, what if your kid just turns out to just, I'm still gonna love them no matter what, but.
I'm like shook right now.
But what if they just are not great?
I feel like we were pretty exceptional kids.
We were, but that doesn't mean anything.
I know.
What if? What do we do? Like, what do you, it's a real question. What do you do if your kid's just like a brat and you're like, uh-oh, would that be our fault?
Drop
I
advice
guess.
just in case.
I guess it would be our fault. So we have to like, that's my biggest fear is that like, we don't.
You know, you meet those people, you're like, you're amazing people and you must be incredible parents, but like your kids suck. So like what happened? I get that.
And like, you look at the parents, you're like, is it their fault? They seem great. I don't know. Anyways, that's a real fear.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. What was the second part of that?
The second part was, if I can like compose myself, was or fears around like how our relationship is going to change. I was going to say like, I don't, at the moment at least, I don't have any fears, and maybe that'll change like once we actually have a kid or something. I don't have fears about becoming parents necessarily, but I do like have those innate like little things that sneak up about worried about how our relationship or our dynamic will change because we have been married for so long, and we have, I think that's a beautiful thing for bringing a kid into this, but also like we have a very established routine and how we function. And so I think the hope is really that we can do our best to just like integrate that kid into this. We have an amazing support system. We have family nearby. So I think that's also really helpful in helping take away those fears so we can still date and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is mostly just for me, obviously, but do you have any fears about the pregnancy with your hypothyroidism? I mean, obviously there's things like constipation and tiredness that I feel like will probably be heightened because I already deal with those things with my hypo. But I think the biggest fear just in general when we decided to start trying was like, will I be able to get pregnant? Just because I've had so many doctors say like it could take a very long time or it could just not happen. So that I think was the biggest fear like starting this journey. Someone asked about like my fears about my body since I've spent the last 10 plus years like losing all that weight and completely changing my body. I think I'm actually excited for the idea of like trying to prove people wrong and stay healthy and knowing like
Katie loves the challenge.
I do. Like, I'm not competitive outwardly. Like, if you wanted to race me or if we're playing a sport, I'll let you win every time. Like, I don't care. But if it's something like personal that I can just like dig in my little hole and win at, I get super competitive. So yes, I want to prove people wrong and be super healthy and just like work super hard.
How will you keep it fun when you know it's go time? What's go time? What does that mean?
I kept saying, I think this is because when I was talking about like, you know, when it's like go time, like, you know, you're ovulating or it's like fertility, or it's like in a fertile window. I've talked about this so I think that that's what
I don't think that changes. Like, should still be fun and go time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so.
So we didn't like in January, if you guys watch the vlog and stuff, I wasn't like calculating. I didn't start even like testing my fertility window until February.
You asked me if I wanted to know when it's go time, and I was like, not really.
Yeah. But I'm not over here like it wasn't like sneaking about it or anything, but I think we just did what was normal. If there was an opportunity, then we would make it fun and have a normal like date night experience. I think that's the best thing you can do, but obviously talk to your partner about it. If you have a hard time conceiving naturally, will you go a different route? IVF, surrogate, or adoption? We have talked about this like even before we are ready to start trying. Just, you know, you have like casual conversations. We've had friends that have gone through IVF and stuff. Maybe this will change depending on how our journey goes, but I think that we both were, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we both have always said like if we couldn't, then we know that that like wasn't God's plan for us. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I think I would just be at peace with that.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard of people's stories going through IVF, and it can be really heartbreaking and really, really tough. So I don't want that for us personally as much as we want this to happen. And like adoption or surrogate, I just can't see that for us. Like,
it's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so incredible, but it's just not something that's in our hearts like now at least.
Do you plan on taking a pregnancy test by yourself or with Ryan?
Absolutely with Ryan. Like I don't think there's any way I could do it by myself. No, I love when people have these amazing elaborate things where they like surprise their husbands or whatever telling them they're pregnant. And I'm like, how did you keep it to yourself?
No, but also there's no more exciting moment than like that moment. You know, like when you find out like for the first time. So like, I don't know, I would rather
want that by myself.
Right. I would rather share that moment with you versus like you do that and then you got to be like,
would you be mad if I did it by myself?
I wouldn't be mad, but like, I just think like if you're going to do that, I want to like see your excitement and emotion from it at that moment instead of like you trying to recreate that later when you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm on the same page.
Yeah,
I could do it. I would like be sweating and you would be like, what is wrong with you?
You're sweating anyways, honestly.
When you get negative test results, how do you stay positive and not stress too much? Currently on a 3rd month of trying. Well, congratulations on your journey too.
Lots of go timing for you.
Woohoo, go time. So I personally, obviously we're really new to this. January, we weren't really, I said we started trying, but like, it's not like I like was like, oh, I even know that there was a real chance. So I feel like so far I've just gotten my period and been like, okay, well I got my period. So I haven't. You've
been pretty disappointed.
Yeah, no, I have, but I'm just saying like I haven't had that feeling of, and I can only imagine like actually seeing a negative test. But I think even getting your period is like, it's a little heartbreaking. Like I felt sad even when we weren't trying. If you guys watched that video, like October, we weren't even trying at all. And I was like, oh. So I
got sad. I was like, wait, what? Why are you sad? What's happening?
But I think that it's really just about realizing like it can take a long time. That's totally normal, 100% normal.
Yeah.
And the more you stress, the harder it is. Like your doctors will tell you that. So I think the more you can just like continue to enjoy it and think of it as more time to have even more fun with your partner.
Wait, does it get not fun afterwards?
No, but I'm saying like just like because you're gonna want to do it extra, right? So like just keep getting after it, and then like maybe after a year then it's like, okay, we approach like doctors or that kind of stuff, but for now just enjoy the ride, literally.
Oh.
Okay.
What are you looking forward to most about becoming parents? How many children would you like to have? One child is quite enough for us, I think. Yeah. One is great. I feel like when I see parents out with one kid, it feels like manageable, very cool. When I see them with two, they look like they're in a really bad position. They're like, you know, like very traumatized looking and like, you know, I don't know. But personally, I think one's great.
Yeah.
And then what are we looking forward to most? I would say for me, being able to like share traditions and like things that we love with a child and like re-experience those magical moments because like, you know, I still try to like, a lot of the things I'm still into, I feel like are very like things that I picked up when I was a kid, and I love that because like I feel like that magic is really important even as an adult.
Like our extreme Christmas decorating.
Yeah.
Like when we're 45, if we don't have a kid, maybe it's weird. I don't know.
But like, yeah, being able to like see that through their eyes and have them be way more excited than we would ever be
Yeah.
over things like Christmas or, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
What, that stuff, yeah.
I love that. And yeah, on the kid thing, we've always said one, like, we're not like, oh, it's only one and that's all that's ever gonna happen. You never know, but I think, because we have like siblings, we love those relationships. So for us going into all of this, we're like, one. We're not the people who are like, oh, I need 2 kids. They have to have a sibling. Like,
we had a second, and they came back and watched these videos, be like, oh,
I'm
awkward.
sorry for future potential second child, but like, you know, one is a, like, let's accomplish that first.
Yeah, well, one step at a time.
And then also, if you do have a child, are you looking forward to having a boy or a girl?
Oh, that's a
I've
really
always
hard
pictured
question.
having a boy. Like forever, I've always pictured having a boy.
See, I feel the same way in a lot of ways. However, because I've gotten to experience working with a team of women, which I absolutely love, and this community, all of you, that I absolutely love, I feel like it's like super on my heart that it would be amazing if we had a girl.
You'd be the best girl dad ever.
I feel like that would be really awesome.
Yeah.
But I would be stoked, absolutely stoked for a boy too, because like then I can share so many things that are maybe more relevant for a boy versus.
Girl might love it too. I do have a girl name that I've had in my head for like over a year, even way before we started even thinking about trying, that it just has been like in my heart. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Ooh, is there anything you do differently than your parents, how they raised you with a kid? Like, is there something specific that stands out that you're like, ooh, I would definitely not do that?
I don't know. I feel like my parents did a really good job. I've told them this.
Yeah.
I feel, and yours.
Yeah.
Similar styles, like, you know, obviously a little hands off, not super like not hover parents, none of that stuff. Definitely don't want to do that. That bothers me.
Yeah.
And kind of let me develop in the things that I was passionate about, but encourage me to try a lot of different things.
Totally.
And I think that's a really good method. I don't know if they did that intentionally, but it worked out well.
I mean, I think we're really similar in how we were raised in that. Yeah. So agreed. That, I mean, there's nothing, and I feel so blessed, and I'm sure my parents will feel grateful of that, but like there's nothing I could look to say like, oh, I would totally do that different. I'm sure there'll be things that we do differently, but like.
No, just like really teaching good manners, respect people, to care about people, like.
To be grateful for everything you have, not expect a bunch.
Yeah, because I feel like we'll be able to give our hopeful child you know, similar good opportunities in life that our parents were able to give us. And, you know, I don't want them to think.
Idiot.
Yeah, I don't want them to be an idiot. I don't want them to be like ungrateful for that. I don't want them to think that's just the norm. Like hard work and compassion, I think our parents did a good job with those. So do that again.
Amen. How you maintain a healthy work-life balance with a child to look after. So I feel so fortunate. I mean, it is obviously, the thought of it is still a little overwhelming, but like, I feel really lucky that we have created this career and life for ourselves where it's all just intertwined and really flows nicely together. So obviously, like, I will probably need additional support, but we're able to like have those worlds live together. I don't have to go to an office and sit like on a computer or take calls all day. That's not the job that I have. No,
we're really fortunate in that way that our careers now have shifted. I mean, I can't imagine if I was like in my old career still traveling like multiple times a week or going into an office every day. Like being able to be here or be wherever we want to be with a child, I think is amazing. And also our routines, I've been telling Katie, like, it would just work out so well because I'm usually up late. Katie goes to bed earlier. So like I can take the shift until like, you know, kind of middle of the night.
Breastfeed?
No, I will not breastfeed, but I can like handle like, you know, waking up and stuff. We'll talk about as we go.
Yeah.
But, and then Katie wakes up early. So it kind of like jives well, but yeah, we're just lucky in that way, to be honest.
No, totally.
I don't envy anyone who has to like, both parents maybe have to go to an office. Like that's extremely hard. My parents did that.
Yeah, my parents did that too. I mean, they weren't in an office. They were both like working for themselves, crazy hours. But I feel really fortunate that we're going to be able to be with a kid if we have one.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
Constantly.
It's unique. That's unique.
Yeah.
I think.
It's just really cool. And on that, the last question was if I'll stop creating YouTube videos if I have a kid. Absolutely not. This is my life, you guys. This is the reason I'm able to do what I love and to be able to share my passions. And so this would just, again, be a part of that life that I've worked so hard to build. I love YouTube so much. I just finally got on my twice a week track these last couple months. So no, like
you're just gonna get cute baby content.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we feel if it happens, and then, you know, I don't know. I don't see us being like the ones that are like, oh, we're not gonna show the kid's face. And like, I'm not like, I don't know. I get it. I get it. I'm just not personally super worried about that. I think it's fine. Like, we're not the Kardashians. No one's like, you know, stalking us. No. Hopefully. But like, I just think that we want to share that experience in social media. YouTube has been so beautiful for Katie and I personally, that like, it's just the world now.
Well, and sharing this journey, I think like, again, we had to make those decisions. Like, we had to look at
what if we were like, we're going to share the whole journey, and then Katie has the kid, and then we're like, yoink, never see it again, gone.
Oh my gosh.
That would be so
cruel. Horrible. But no, we had to think about that before I decided to share. Like, because it is like, I didn't want to do exactly what Ryan just said. I wanted to be able to share the whole process. So absolutely continue creating all my normal YouTube content. There'll probably just be more of that if we have a kid. So
yeah. And some people are gonna think we're terrible. You know, don't care.
I'm a little nervous of like, I have friends obviously in the space and other YouTubers that have had children, and like, it's a wild world out there when you open
people
it
got
up.
Parent opinions.
Yeah, I mean, already in the little stuff I've shared, I'm like, thank you, come again or don't. But you know, that's part of this, and being vulnerable and really wanting to share my heart with you guys and share this process, and for us to be able to document it too. It's just really, really cool.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, so I'll definitely do more of these if you have more questions. Oh, I know which one we forgot to answer. Crap.
Yes.
It was the one about how we avoided getting pregnant, like specifically what we did to avoid getting pregnant and what we're doing now. That is the juiciest question of them all.
I answered this in a past video, I feel like, didn't I? No, like a long time ago.
Okay, probably. Okay, so you guys, I use this app to track my cycle, so I would know when I had red days and green days, and the green days were—
Let's be honest, we just did this all the time. We were super safe all the time.
Yeah, always.
How can I put this where YouTube won't flag it? Let's see. So if you're not doing a certain thing towards the end of of that moment, then it's like not impossible, but it's very unlikely if you do certain things in other places.
Just don't shoot your shot. Does that work? Yeah.
Sure.
That's what Ryan never shot his
shot
in the basket.
Okay, in the basket, right. Outside the basket. Oh my gosh. Just
oh my gosh.
End this.
Anyway, that's that. And now that we're doing the opposite. It's that simple. Science. Oh yeah, so if you have more questions, drop them. I'll do more Q&As. Next week, I'm gonna share picking up from the last vlog. So if you guys haven't seen those yet, make sure you go back and watch those. It was like the January, February, and now we're like going forward. So I'm so glad you guys are loving the series. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like. I love you all so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.